Welcome, sweet friends, to the channel Frugal Money Saver. My name is Emmy, my husband's Paul. We're so happy you have joined us today. We have been in a heat wave for the last couple of days. I mean, our heat index was over 100. And for upstate New York, that's pretty warm. Paul and I thought this video would be super appropriate for this time of year. We want to share 15 ideas that we encourage you to implement. There are so many weather events that can happen when the temperatures rise, hurricanes, tornadoes, flooding, all kinds of different things. And also the climate around the world is a little uneasy right now. So we just want to share 15 practical, no nonsense, no panic ideas to just make sure you have certain things in your home and you're prepared for certain events if they should occur. Hopefully none of it will happen, but we are just erring on the side of caution. And throughout the video, we're going to get into the kitchen and we're also going to do a super fun DIY. So sit back, relax. If you'd like to jot down some of these, grab a pencil and paper. This is not a full comprehensive list. Please go to your local emergency management website for like what you would need for your area. But this is just a simple list just to be prepared. So let's get right into it. Number one, some of these are going to seem super practical and some of them we hope you say, oh wow, that is a good idea. I didn't think of that. The first one are batteries. Of course, you would need batteries in all sizes. Remember, for flashlights, for radios, and we're going to be giving you some suggestions as we go along. Number two, for those of you who are in a really hot climate, consider a battery operated fan. God forbid, grid goes down, power goes out, whatever the situation is, it can get hot. Make sure you have a couple of battery powered fans because they will really help out in a pinch should you need them. Number three, always keep some cash in the house. It is very important if you are unable to get to your bank, if the banks are closed, cash machines, ATMs aren't working, keep some cash in the house. It doesn't have to be your life savings. We're not saying that, but you should have cash readily available. Number four, try to keep your gas tank at least at the halfway mark in your car. Keep an eye on your gas gauge. If you see it's dipping below half a tank, top it off. I remember after 9/11, we did not have access to gas in our area. After Superstorm Sandy, we were unable to get gasoline in our area. So just make sure your tank is always at a half mark or above. It's just good common sense in case you may need to get somewhere. Number five, keep a pantry well stocked with shelf-stable food. There are so many shelf-stable foods now, even including milk. You could get canned protein, beans, canned tuna, chicken, canned vegetables. Make sure you have some sweeteners in the house. Maybe some jars of jelly. Things like jelly or maple syrup are great to take a bland can of vegetables and just add a little bit of sweetness to them. Make sure you have some spices, just things if you need to make a quick meal, you have them. Canned fruits, peaches, pineapple, whatever it is that you enjoy eating. Also dried fruits, raisins, prunes, things like that. They keep wonderfully on your shelf until you need them. And along with that shelf-stable food, make sure you have bottled water. And make sure you have food and water for your pets as well. That is very important. We can't forget about them because they're going to need to eat and they're going to need fresh water as well. Speaking of food, let's take a minute. We're going to stop our list right now and we're going to get into the kitchen. We made the most delicious summertime meal the other night. I love cream sauces, and cream sauces are not always the best. It's a lot of butter and it can be heavy cream, and the calories can really add on when you're making a really decadent cream sauce. But we found a way to make a delicious cream sauce that is packed full of protein, delicious. And what did we do with it? This delicious creamy sauce went over the most delicious chicken that Paul prepared. So let's turn this camera around and get into the kitchen to create a delicious, satisfying summertime meal.
We have our boneless chicken breasts on our cutting board, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to pound it down flat to probably about a ½ inch thick. What I do is I like to put a piece of plastic wrap over the chicken cutlet. This way it just doesn't splatter, and I'm going to use a mallet to pound it down. So this is what it looks like. I pounded out both chicken breasts and they're nice and flat, and they're about a ½ inch, ¼ inch thick. This way they're going to be tender and they're going to cook quickly. But guess what we're going to do now? Now we're going to marinate them.
I put the chicken in a plastic Ziploc bag. We're dealing with raw chicken, marinade. This is going to be thrown out after. So what I am doing is just taking, I don't know, a couple tablespoons of fresh lemon that I'm squeezing right in there. I guess it's about 2 tablespoons or so. That should be really good. 1.5 tablespoons of olive oil, or you can use avocado oil. Now we're going to season this heavily. I am using Italian herb seasoning, but whatever your favorite seasonings are, you're going to want to put about 2 teaspoons in. And I'm also going to be using a little extra onion powder, probably about a ½ teaspoon. I'm also going to add a little extra garlic powder, just a little bit. A little black pepper, and salt to taste. My Italian herb seasoning has salt, but of course you can always add your own amount. I'm going to take any air out of the bag, just close it, and now I am going to massage this marinade into this chicken. As you can see, the seasoning is on each chicken breast. Let's put this in the refrigerator for at least an hour, but make sure you refrigerate it. Our chicken cutlets marinated for several hours. Paul is out here grilling them, and I am going to go inside and make a special sauce to go on top. Now we're going to make the sauce that's going to go over those chicken breasts. Sorry if you hear the fan on the background. We are in the middle of a heat wave, and I really don't want to turn it off. I have a cup of cottage cheese here. Now we use the no salt cottage cheese, but use whichever works for you. In a blender, put the 1 cup cottage cheese, a ½ cup of milk, about 2 tablespoons of grated Parmesan cheese, about a ½ teaspoon of onion powder, ½ teaspoon of garlic powder, and cracked black pepper. Now we're just going to take this and we're going to blend it till smooth. I am actually amazed how smooth and creamy this came out. I did not expect it to be like that. I literally blended it for like, I don't know, 10 seconds. Now we're going to transfer it to a pot on the stove. Now I just transferred this to a small pot on the stove, and I am just going to heat this gently just to warm it. I am amazed at the consistency of this with cottage cheese. Of course, taste it and season it if you need to more, but it has the taste of heavy cream. And we all know how expensive heavy cream is right now. Just cook it till it's heated through. Don't boil it. This chicken grilled beautifully. Look at how tender. Beautiful, juicy. I will link the original recipe down below. So now we're just going to drizzle that on right on top of our chicken. And I went out and I picked some fresh basil. And as we're eating that, we can just cut the basil with the chicken and the sauce. Get that beautiful, fresh taste. Gorgeous, easy summer meal. I gave it 2 thumbs up. I loved it. What did you think of it?
Definitely 2 thumbs up for me too. It was absolutely delicious. It was easy to make. We cooked it outdoors so the kitchen wasn't too hot. Yeah. It was like sitting down at a restaurant, but you didn't have to tip anybody.
You could tip me, right? Though he did cook. He did the chicken. So it was really good. Simple, easy. It tastes like you're eating a gourmet meal. That sauce. And I was saying to Paul, you could put that over meatballs and like a faux Swedish meatball. You could put it with pasta. And what was so great is customize it. Throw some mushrooms in it. Throw some vegetables in it. It was just really good. Give that one a try. I don't think you'll be disappointed at all. Now let's get back to our list. Number 6. I know so many people probably have this in their home, but just make sure you do. How about some board games and coloring books, crayons, even as an adult? Things you can do if the power goes out. You don't want to just sit and stare at the walls because we depend a lot on technology, our phones, on TV. So it's always great to have some backup entertainment put on a shelf. You don't even have to revisit it often, but you know it's there if you need it. Number 7, make sure you have what you need in the form of medications, over the counter and prescription. And also make sure you check the date of those over the counter medications. Sometimes we buy something and put it away. We don't use it and it is way past its expiration date. And with medicines and things like that, you really don't want to fool around with that. And anything you do toss, make sure you throw it out responsibly. Check with your local police station. I know ours here takes anything that you don't use anymore or that's outdated. They will take safely and get rid of it. You don't want to toss something like that into your garbage outside. And don't flush it. It could just make sure you dispose of it properly and safely. And also replenish what you throw out just so you know you have it on hand. Number 8, along with those prescription meds and over-the-counter meds, put together a basic first aid kit. Things like bandages, Band-Aids, an antibacterial cream, antibacterial wipes, things like that. Don't want to have to be running out to buy something like that in case you need it on the spur of the moment. Number 9, and I know if you have followed me for any length of time, I emphasize this a lot. Please write down any important phone numbers or addresses you may need. We lose power or the grid goes down. You cannot access your phone to call whomever if you can get to a landline and if the landlines are working. This is always just in case, but have those phone numbers written down. Have them somewhere safe. Even addresses, all emergency numbers should be written down somewhere. Please don't depend on technology for important information like that. Number 10, if you keep important documents in your home, whether it be birth certificates, social security cards, things like that, make sure they are kept in a safe, waterproof, fireproof box or location. It is very important that those papers can travel with you or that you can access them if you need them. If you have a passport, you may want to keep it in there as well. Just to have all your important papers in one central, safe location, waterproof and fireproof. Now, we're going to stop the video again for a minute. I thought this would be fun to kind of interject little segments so you're just not looking at me talking. What we're going to do now is we are going to get outside and do a little DIY. You know we love Lancaster County, and through the years we have bought beautiful handmade wooden flowers, beautiful, colorful, bright wooden flowers that are made by the Amish in that area. And we have some from 8 years ago, but they're looking sad, they're looking faded. So let's see what we did with them. These are beautiful wooden flowers we got handmade from Lancaster, Pennsylvania years ago. We hang them on the stone wall on our side garden, and they just look beautiful there. The front of the flowers really need to be repainted, but we're not going to repaint the back because boys who made these wrote their names and the date. We just laid some paper down outside here. Are you ready to say hi, Dixie?
Know you've been a good friend, and that's in the thick and thin, and I know it's never gonna end, 'cause you've been a good friend.
Paul is just roughing up the surface because the paint is peeling and the wood is lifting a little. And you're just using regular sandpaper?
Yeah, just an emery paper, emery cloth they call it. It's coarse.
We were going to paint the red one first, but unfortunately we forgot red paint. We got yellow, we got black, we got pink. And what did we get? Green? Green. And that's okay, but we'll go back. These are just dollar store paints. They're going to be perfect for this. So we're going to start with the pink one first. And as you see, they look absolutely beautiful on our wall. We have this rock wall behind our garden on the side, and it just is kind of blah. And those flowers make us smile. They're bright, they're beautiful, and someone took the time to make them for us. So we love it. And we think our little update refresh really came out well. Now back to our tips. Number 11. Have a means to cook food outside. That could be a gas grill, charcoal grill, small like a hibachi. Always do it outside. Always do it safely, please. It could be a gas camping stove, but try to have a means to cook food if you're able to outside. It's just a great way, again, in case you lose power, to have a warm meal. Number 12. Some form of non-electric lighting. And of course, you're going to use these safely and properly. It could be candles. It could be oil lamps. It could be battery operated lamps. That's why I said get batteries in all different sizes, but very important to have some form of lighting to keep you safe in the home. If you have to walk around your home and the power goes out, flashlights, whatever it is, please try to have some of those on hand as well. Number 13, if you're able, now you know we never tell you to buy anything, and we're not telling you to buy anything, but if you have one, or if you see one come up on like Facebook Marketplace cheap and it's something you're interested in, is an emergency radio. Those are the radios you hand crank. They don't even need batteries. You just hand crank them and they run, not for very long. You got to keep cranking, but it is a great way to get information if you need it from the outside world, and sometimes just to hear some music. And if you can get one like ours that is even solar powered as well, that's even better. Number 14, some way to start fire. And again, of course, using this responsibly, whether it be matches, a lighter, a flint fire starter to cook with, if you need to stay warm, whatever it is. Number 15, and this is one that Paul actually shared with me in real life while we were in South Carolina that I had never thought of. And this is actually a really, really smart tip. We were in South Carolina at the Little House, and there was a tornado warning, and we were told to get into an interior room. There was a tornado, it touched down maybe a mile or two down the road. Talk about panic, honestly. And so it was late at night. I got up and I threw on my flip-flops. I had pajamas on, and he's like, before you do anything, Emmy, put a pair of shoes on. He said, get your sneakers on. Get something on your feet, because if there is debris and there is rubble, or God forbid something happens, you don't want to be running around in flip-flops. And I thought that was so smart. He also said, grab a sweatshirt, which I did. And I mean, this was all in a matter of seconds. Everything was right there. I was able to pull on my Skechers Go Walk shoes. You know, they got the nice thick heel. I grabbed my Clemson sweatshirt, and we were ready. God forbid anything happened. Just keep a little bag maybe with some shoes and socks and clothes, a sweatshirt, whatever it is, just in case. Again, we hope none of this ever happens and we don't ever have to use any of this stuff. But it's always good to just be prepared just a little bit. Again, this is not to panic. It's nothing like that. These are just things we should have in our home any time of the year for whatever. We hope these 15 little hints and tips were helpful. We enjoyed putting this together for you. We enjoyed filming our recipe and our DIY. We love getting on here and spending time with you all. And we thank you for spending this time with us. Question of the day. Give us something that you would suggest that we could add to this ongoing list. And if you don't have a preparedness tip, then put down below what is your favorite, easy, quick, delicious summertime meal, because I know that that will not only encourage us, but our viewers as well. And we love the community interaction on this channel. We couldn't ask for a better group of people, and we thank you so much. We ask that right now you take a second and just give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Come on in and be part of our frugal family. We appreciate it. Check that you are still subscribed. Click the notification bell and make sure you are being notified every time we put a video out. So many times I get comments and emails, I got unsubscribed from your channel again. So make sure that you are still getting those notifications and you're still subscribed. We ask you to be well. We ask you to be safe. And above all, we wish you blessings. Until our next video, may God greatly bless you.